Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Here I am actually out into the garden. I am actually watching my sprinklers. I come to take a peep on my plantings. That's something I actually always does because actually it's me alone and I love to see the way my plants are growing. I love to see the deficiencies so that they can show me at a very early stage. So actually for me being here, I am actually, as you can see, I have the other set of plantains which is going higher up. I see one or two already start um, developing, they start getting off the ground already. So what I did, I gave them a little bit of water to keep them going because I haven't get the water system right to the top as yet. So I more focusing on here because I have the melons here. So in the later future I have a small pump which I can also always get some solar panel and have it done. Okay, so it's not a problem for me. Just get a few solar panels, a few batteries, run my small pump, um, fire it up there. It works with electricity, so you can leave it on for a pretty cool time until I actually decide to do a greater job there. So actually I have one more piece of work I have to do, which is not no big set of work, but a cool set of work, right? So in my other garden, which I have closer up to the river, I am actually planning to do a hedging, which I am going to do in a big hedging like this. And I'm going to just run the straight 1.5 inch and I'm just going to drop it there with my pump. So my pump's going to fire up that all the rev. Going to dig a very deep drain so that the water can leach, take its time and leach to the soil and give my plantings the underground wet. And also I'm looking to put more of my provisions up there, so I went up there and did a field of dashing, and so far so good. The place looks really great. So I have to control the bamboo, finish cut it, get it off. And as I put on my dashings, I've seen the development of the place. So I have a little bit of dashings, I have a little bit of tanias. The potato hasn't get any big set of caring to say, so that's why I actually failed a little bit there. There's one or two that caught up, but not all. And the plants were not that healthy because I hadn't get them fresh cut. But still, one or two actually had survived. So I'm not gonna stop with the potato because I actually get in the water. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to see if I get some more of my fake plants by my partner, and I'm going to go back up there, and also I'm going to get my lines tomorrow, please the Lord, run them up, get back my pump, so I can do like a 4 hour wetting because my pump is to give me at least I think 4 hours of wetting when I max the tank, and pretty good because my father had given it a very good service. So if the water is actually coming straight from the line, it's going to be 1 inch 1.5 water, okay, 1.5 amount of water, always hitting that spot. So I don't believe I'm going to be in it for any failures, right? So 1.5 flowing. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to have the drain in a secondary stage. So this is going to be the main drain. It's going to be like, for instance, if I go down like 2 feet, then I'm going to have 1.5 feet for my wetting. The extra overrun feet, I'm going to send it down to a drain to the bottom of my garden. Another head drain, which is going to be taking it from there to wet my dashings, right? So and my tanias, not really my tanias much likely, but it's gonna wet it because I'm not gonna be wetting every day. It's not like a short crop thing. It's going to be like maybe once a week, based on how the land is, because the land actually holds the water together. It keeps moistures for a very long time. So I may just have to open it for 4 hours. It may last me a week and a half, and then afterwards I can actually get a little bit of water going there again and continue planting more of my long-term crops. So far I have already 2 lands which is actually under control. Recently I have asked for permission for another piece of garden which is going to be right after this one. um, I'm actually planning to do some corns there, so I'll have to get a water setup which is going to be run from there, and I will have to think about it really because it's a lot. So I'll have to think about it because the land's not far, the land's a flat area, but actually I will have to get the water to reach back up to the top. So I have a little bit of invention to do, and I'm gonna actually do it. So for now, I'm finished with here. As I said, here is down on my list. I have my sprinkler set up, I have my water running, I have my melons on the ground. They're actually pretty good, so I'm gonna give you guys a quick peek as they're watering. So far they got the tree leaves. Okay, there are many more that actually has the tree leaves, so they're in for pretty good shape. um, I'm so happy that they actually sprung up. So now it's the stage of um, getting my fertilizers and getting ready to control any pests I will actually see in the garden. Okay, so for now, and lastly, as I said, I'm going to tell you about the piece of garden I finished on top. So this garden is actually out of my mind. I had actually planted the dashings, and it's just the water system that's actually keeping the plants back. So tomorrow, please the Lord, the water system is already in. So I'm not going to hurt my head on this. This is already taken care of. I am going to looking to go get some yam heads. It may not be today. I'm actually a little bit tired already, and even though I have my falls coming up for the next week period, I'm going to be starting that business together with the nursery. So from this week coming out, which is going to be my half-day working week, I actually going to get my water system up to the top, and I was actually looking for someone who can actually give me some yam heads because there's a guy that actually finds yam, and we live actually up to the mountainous sides, so the yam heads are not actually hard to find. They're not actually hard to dig because it's always moist up here. We're experiencing the rain. I'm sorry, the sun, dry season, but it's really hot. It's really cracky the ground, but we still have a little moisture running into our soil because it's high. We have a lot of dew falling in the night, so the ground still has a little bit of moisture that actually holds there for until we start getting the rain again. So for now, I'm looking to put on all the lands on the ground. The land on top, which I actually has to do the yams, I'm looking to do actually $10,000 worth of yam. That's my goal there. Actually looking to get the heads and stick them at least 1 foot apart. So I'll have to get real yam heads, right? Because the line is actually, it's not big as this one. Sorry, not long as this one, but it's a little bit wide, okay? I already have my sheep eat down most of the ground, right? So my sheep have taken care of most of the weeds. And the reason why I'm doing the yam up there is because I want to put my sheep up there. And I don't believe they're going to tamper with the yam ropes. I'm going to try them and see, because the yam is on the ground and the sheep's going to clean up the area. It's going to eat up all the bushes, the vines, and it's going to keep it clean because yam is actually an underground crop. So I'm working that mix farming right there with my underground crops together with my livestock. Okay, so that's not going to tamper with anything, I believe. The ropes are going to run as far as they want. The ropes get bust, the ropes get cut off. It's just going to continue roping again. And as it continue ropes, there's not going to be a problem um, for my animals. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to try my best to keep the ropes run one side. Okay, So if I plant them in rows, I can run all my ropes like the pipes. You can just run them, come across, let them go on the offside of the land, and they can go wherever they want. And from then, my sheep's just gonna pass through. They're just gonna eat, and they're gonna continue manuring back that yam for me. So I'm looking at that nice piece of cultivation there where I'm gonna be doing a double piece of, a mixed business, which is gonna be farming, livestock, and also planting. So that's how you want to look at things. You want to look at it at a broader spectacular. You want to look at it um, in a way that if you actually do something, what is going to affect, if it's going to affect what you're doing, or if it's not going to affect anything. If it's not going to affect anything, then you know for sure you're in for a good run. But if it's going to affect most of your things, then you know for sure you're going to have some losses. So as I said, it's a very, very good idea I actually think about. As I said, that's why I actually use my nighttime and night period to actually sit, think, um, see what I can do. Because also now I have enough lands. I even have lands that I actually don't reach to work as yet. I actually get borders for different lands which I have to actually start working, and I haven't reached them as yet. So that's what I'm actually trying to put down all what I can put on the ground right now. So as I said, finish up with this piece of garden, finish up with the one higher up to the top, and then, well, the one on top already finished, right? It's already finished. I'm just waiting for, the plants are actually like this stage. So I'm just waiting for them to develop themselves. And as I get the water running there, the money's always there. So that's out of my reach. I'm not going to hurt my head on this. It's already taken care of. So all for now, I have to get the yam heads. I may have to get maybe at least 1,000 yam heads, maybe 500, 800 yam heads to actually put in there. And I'm gonna leave my yam there for some time, okay? And normally the yam can stay in the ground for as long as it wants. As long as there is enough um, manure there to keep that yam going, yeah. And later in life, this could come as my backup business plan, okay? So I don't have to rush to get the yams in beds and fight my way to actually harvest them in a year time or so. I'm gonna leave that there for some time. So I'm gonna have my animals give that land a very, very rich fertilizing with the, the natural system. So from the animals straight to the ground, the yam gets it. And the cycle just continue running and running and running. So I'm gonna have plenty of yams, healthy yams, big yams, yams that's gonna weigh real weight. And if I have this later in the future, if persons don't really plant yam on the big scale in this country, but later on, if yams go scarce, then I can eat a very good food there. So that's how I look at my things. I look at it at the long-term aspect. So I'm gonna get my yam heads. It may not be today, as I said. I actually reach here, have my bag already, and it's just like saying I'm already burnt from coming out. Plant some dashings, pass by my animals, make sure they're okay, change them, untie what I need to untie. And I was actually looking to go get some of my provision plants to finish up the top of the land where I'm going to be putting the pump. Um, the partner is not there, he lives higher up, so I don't want to go pressure him there right now. So I was thinking to fill in the yam heads in that space, but I have the whole of next week. I even have the whole day of tomorrow, um, which I can actually do that job. It's not going to be any big deal of a job. So for now, this is where I'm actually at, into this beautiful garden here, which persons actually comes, they stop, they look, they actually say that's the best piece of fig planting production they actually ever seen. I guess as much as the touch comes from when used to do my short crops. I believe that's where the touch comes from, because I never love to see my plants down. I never love to see my plants with deficiency. I always want to see my plants like it's a human being, so I need to take very, very good care of it. And I believe I am actually giving the planting and the figs the same treatment. In lands like this, you're gonna find them with a little bit of bush. You're gonna find the land bushy. Um, but if you actually look at this field here, it's actually cleaned, really cleaned. I used to work with my former boss, and he actually taught me that the sanitation is actually key when doing the long-term crops. Even the leaf sheets, I have to make a day to come and remove all the old leaf sheets and keep the tree very nice and firm. And I have a few more trees that actually throw in, a few more plantings. So I have a few planting trees they want to throw in again, and I have to get some props for them. And even though I'm watching this tree there, and to me it looks like it's getting off the prop, so that's why it's actually good to visit the farm, okay? It's always good to visit the farm so you can see what's happening. So I believe someone had maybe passed through here and tried something, or maybe I have bounced off my pieces of thing here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna actually prop it back and don't let it fall. So actually it has to get some longer props because basically the prop should reach at least right underneath the stalk up there to the ground. But this wasn't my plan for the prop. The plan for my propping is the banana twines, okay? So what I'm gonna do, I'm not going to make my tree goes to waste or anything. What I'm going to do, as you can see the bunch, it has a really, really sweet bunch here. I love the bunch. Yeah. So if I continue taking care of my field very great, I can get better bunch of plantings. Okay. Even though my next planting, what I actually recently researched and I actually get together with it is it was actually learning that my planting trees strive better when I actually give them enough watering. Yeah. So I actually believe that because I've seen it firsthand. I've seen that me giving them the watering really, really develop the fruits very fast. So that's why I actually has the sprinklers. It benefits the both areas. So thank you all for watching on my YouTube channel. I will have to be running out right now because I got some work to go and do there. So I'm just gonna go fix my sprinkler, run out, take my rest, and post this video for anyone who would like to see it, who would like to watch the whole entire video. And you're gonna see where I'm coming from. You're gonna see where I'm heading at. If you actually have the vision for farming, you're gonna see all that, and sooner or later, it may be a motivation to you to actually get something like this there also. So, see you all in the next video.